making, but 2 years ago we just expanded. The Diaspora Technical Working Group is not a, it's, how can I say, it's just a welfare that is just pushing agendas for the diasporans to see their vision, and when it comes to implementation they're trying to make sure they can vote in the year 2027. It's just an enhancement. It's just like that pillar and umbrella where that's going to help them to vote in 2027, is, and at the same time to represent them in one way or the other, to make sure that like all their ideas are expounded and well taken care of. Yes.
So you are County 48?
No, County 48 is actually under the Diaspora Technical Working Group.
Oh, yeah. The Diaspora Technical Working Group is a County 48?
No. County 48 and all the organizations, all of them are under the Diaspora Technical Working Group. So it's an organ which represents the global diaspora.
Oh, but you have the right to vote right there, from there.
Okay, you know, constitutionally, all the Kenyans can vote.
Can vote, yes.
Okay,
yes.
But now it becomes very bad, how can I say, very hard for them to vote because of where we live. Logistically, it's not even viable. It's not practical because let's say, like for instance, like the United States, they only have 3 regions where you can easily vote from, which is the Washington D.C., which is the capital city for the United States.
Yes, yes.
We have New York, and then we have Los Angeles. These are missions, the embassies. You understand?
Yes, sir.
But you see the regions like Canada. We don't have some other people are voting from. The UK, and then we have Germany. We have Scandinavian countries like Norway, Sweden, and all that, Netherlands, Finland, and all those countries over there. And then we have the Middle East, whereby we have Dubai, which is the UAE rather, Qatar, Saudi, and all that. So all those regions, all of them. And then we have East Africa, which is here. We have Tanzania, Uganda, and Rwanda, and all that. So these regions, South Africa, Angola, we have everywhere. So the Diaspora Technical Working Group has all these regions covered in there. You understand? So we have representatives from all regions. That's why when you came to where we were gathering up there, you only found leaders from all countries in the world, including even Australia, India, China, and all that. Yeah.
Okay. Briefly tell us about your role in global communication and logistics.
Yeah. I am in charge of logistics. Globally? Yes, globally. So when we plan to move from point A to B, and especially when coming to Kenya and all that, so that's when we plan. When we plan to see a certain group, stakeholders and all that, that's when we can just make sure it's smooth and doable. Yes, and timely, so that we make sure everything is effective. And then I communicate on when next meetings are coming in and all that, what we want to do next. Yeah. Okay.
Apart from to be a global communication and logistic, I have seen you are an active member of the Diaspora Technical Working Group. What does your work with the Diaspora Technical Group Working Group?
My work is pretty much to oversee operations on how we can make the Diaspora Technical Working Group to be more viable and more conveniently into agendas that we have that we're putting forward. Let's say, for instance, we're coming to see, the president, or maybe we want to look at, want to see the parliamentary sittings. We want to go to the different ministries and all that. So we have to make sure like all those things are doable and achievable, and everything that we discuss there is just forwarded. You understand? And then it's followed up. Yes, and we have other people as well who are in charge. We have the organizing secretary, we have the chairperson, we have other active members who have different roles. Yeah, so I mean, it's such a big organization right now, and it helps. It just stands in for the diaspora, any diasporian, and diasporian. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're Uganda, you're a diasporian. The moment you just step outside the country, you become a diasporian.
Even a Ugandan, if you are in Uganda.
Yeah, if you're in Uganda, you're outside the country.
Yeah, and you are a Kenyan.
And you are Kenyan. You are under the diaspora.
Diaspora.
Yeah, so the Diaspora Technical Working Group is in charge of you and is taking care of your welfare. If anything happens to you or anything, so we're able to know oh, that's our diasporian, and these are the welfare they're looking at. That's why we're saying like all the other organizations are under, because this is a welfare in charge of everyone. Yeah.
How did you get involved in the field, and what inspired your career path?
My career path, or in the Diaspora Technical Working Group?
In the Diaspora, your career path in the global communication logistics.
My career, this is my life. It's been that way. So professionally, I'm an expert in logistics. Yes, transport and logistics, communications. Yeah, that's what I did in college. So me working to be a member for the Diaspora Technical Working Group actually is a plus for them, because I can oversee operations and all that in terms of globally, and make sure everything is perfect and working.
Perfect.
Yes, it's moving flawless. Yeah.
Okay, how important is logistics and in today's global economy, especially in developing nations?
Logistics in every organization, it's everything. It's just pretty much like operations. If you, even in this studio, Pepeta Studio,
yes,
I know in one way or the other, you have a person who oversees the normal operations of the activities in this organization, right? So that it's as important as it sounds, because you are in charge of the operations, making sure everybody is okay. But some things are moving, like the wheels are moving. If it's like in the production company, you need like the operations. So the operations, that person makes sure like point A to B, something has done. If there's a product that you're processing, that product just goes through all the quality checks, safety checks and all that to make sure it's at the end of product is just the product that is ready for the market.
Yeah. I'm listening to your English. Are you a Kenyan by birth or American?
No.
Because your English is like American in person. What is the secret?
Mimi ni Mkenya.
Wewe ni Mkenya.
Wa kuzaliwa, makazi na makuzi kwa muda mrefu. So
you know some Swahili.
It's not
Umezaliwa hapa Kenya.
I mean, let me tell you something. All of us, we are Kenyans. And at the same time, I hail, if there's something that I'm so proud of, is to speak Swahili. Swahili is my language.
Oh.
So English is something that we use to market, to trade, and exchange. So that's it. So, but Swahili is everything.
Umezaliwa kaunti gani hapa Kenya?
Mimi, Kenya, Kisii.
Kisii?
Yes, Kisii County.
Hey, for the first time I have met the Kisii who are influenced in English. Okay, another question. What are the biggest challenges currently facing globally supply chain?
Global supply chain?
Yeah.
That's a very blunt question. Maybe I can just give a blanket statement, which is like, the developed countries,
yes,
in supply chain. So I just want you to be specific in because now it's such a blunt. Can you just be very specific in terms of what you're talking about exactly?
We are talking about the challenges that you as a logistic, a communication, a logistic person. What are the challenges facing as a logistic person?
Facing where? Africa or
globally?
Globally,
yes,
it's communication and transport.
Communication and transport,
which is under technology. The world is moving so fast. Some countries have gone way too far, and some others haven't caught up with that. You see, so for instance, you say like China. China is about like 50 years ahead of most countries. Some countries are still like in their, they are battling with, how can I say, like this is their first or second year in technology. When China is like 50, 60 years ahead, okay? People even think like America is the high-tech country. It's not. It's not like the first world country like that. It's only the first world country because they know how to market themselves and put themselves on the global standing, you see. But China, Europe, and most of these countries, they really invested in their logistical infrastructure, and especially like transport and the technology is very important. Yeah.
What about the communication? How does the communication affect?
Communication is just pretty much like what modes of communication that you might use. Like they embrace in social media, all these apps which are already available in the market. They're very important because now they open up the world. They open up all the channels of trading, better trading, efficiency and all that. So that's why we're saying, like, if the world is going to use that technology, it's going to make sure that their country is moving faster and trading in a faster way. So by the time, and then that one works to the disadvantage of countries which are lesser in communication. You understand? So that is a market hinge as well. Yeah.
Okay, in your opinion, how can African better position itself in globally trade through improved logistics?
Oh, well, that's everything. You know, first of all, the only battle that we have right now in Africa is, I can say, is corruption. You know, corruption is such is just a pandemic. You understand? Is such a serious thing. Like, you know, if you say, for instance, you just put resources to do something, let's say like you put like $1 million. In Africa, the bureaucracies and all these kind of things kind of affects us. By the time you're going to get the actual thing to be actualized, like half of the money is gone already into other people's pockets. In these other countries, they don't have those kind of bureaucracies. If it's $1 million they're going to put down for a certain project, it's $1 million and it's going to go straight the project. Ours, time versus corruption and all this, it kills us. So it's corruption which kills time, and then we don't catch up with the rest of the world. Yeah. So the only way that we can improve in African, whatever, first of all, we need to deal with this pandemic that we have about corruption. But now the Gen Zs and the new dispensation of coming of these younger people, they're really dealing with that in a very good way. At the same time, technology is being embraced in most of these countries. And the more they embrace technology, the more they open up the world into the global market. So now you're able to steal yourself for your products, for whatever, what are you able to do and all that. The good thing is with Africa, we have the foot traffic. The foot traffic helps us in, because those are the consumers, you understand? So the consumers are able to take our products that we already make. But now we don't process anything, you understand? Or most of the products which are majorly used, basic products are just processed in other countries like China, United States and all that, and then they trade back to Africa. So Africa is one of the largest consumer trading partner, you understand? So, but we don't produce pretty much anything. It's just like 10% that we produce of anything in the global market. Yeah.
Okay, you know, you are here with the two positions. You are an active member of the Diaspora Technical Working Group, and also, as well as you are a global communication and logistics. So we are tackling both sides, questions, both sides, both the Diaspora Technical Working Group and also logistics. Let us tackle the question from the Diaspora Technical Working Group. What is the mission objective of the Diaspora Technical Working Group?
One goal is just to make sure all the diasporans are properly represented and their voices are heard. Okay. Number two, we want to be a part of the growth of the country.
Yes.
Or
you want to be included.
Yes, we want to be included. You know, in business, yes.
This specific in the government.
No, not actually in the government. But you know, the government is the people. We are the people. If you benefit from the government, we as well, we've been put out for the longest time. We don't benefit anything. All that we do is just globally is just to give money. You know, remittances. That's what they say. That's what we're known for. So now, if you give that much, do you know how much the diaspora give in this country? It's almost 600 billion Kenyan shillings. That's a lot of money. More than even what like 30 counties can produce. Do you understand? So that's such a big chunk of money that that needs to be recognized. So if I give you the money and you tax me for my money, I need to know what you're doing it for. I need to be on the table to plan for the taxes. If you're going to make losses, we need to sit down and know, like, let's stage and share the losses. You understand? But we don't want to be in a situation whereby we don't know what is happening. It's just there, like 100%. Even just more especially the most key thing, like voting rights. You know, voting is a right. You know, like you have to
vote to elect your leaders.
Yes, vote to elect your leaders. You have to your representatives. So we don't know who votes for our leaders, but you know, we are part of the people who pay taxes and do all this kind of thing. So yeah, those are the things that we are looking at, and we want to see if it's going to improve our country better off. And at the same time, the diasporans, they have seen, they have been exposed to a lot of things. You understand? And they want to give back, not necessarily in terms of money, in terms of skill. into the country. Yeah.
In short, the Diaspora Technical Working Group, their mission and objective is to have the position in the government or what?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. We have an interest in that. We need to have we need to have a position. As a matter of fact, if it's possible, there's a time that we were deciding if it's the counties are purchasable. We want to purchase like 25 counties. So we can just own them and say like these counties belong to the diaspora, and we want to choose our one governor. We didn't want to like have our own governor, but now the constitution bars.
Why can't you are a 48 county? Number 48 county.
County number 48, is what you're saying. Verbally, but it's not in the constitution.
Why can't you sit down and choose your own governor? Yes.
Yeah, that's it's better said than done, it's better done than said. It's either way. The reason as to why that is not even possible is because the constitution does not allow us to do that. So what's going to happen is they have to go through the boundaries and whatever, how do you call it, through the electoral reforms and all that, and change that in the constitution and include county 48 in the diaspora. And there are things that need to be done a little bit in terms of just adjusting the constitution to make sure that they incorporate the diaspora as another county. And again, now it's going to be very difficult on how the elections are going to be done. So if it's a county has its perimeters, right? Let's say, like for instance, like the principles of county representatives. So how are you going to use how are you going to break it down? So there's a lot of things that we are working on. We say first of all, we want to get into the government through nominations first. You understand? Let's have like 4 or 5 nominations. We are representing 4 million people. We're talking about the diaspora. 4 million? Yes, and even more. Those are the ones that are
diasporian.
Yes. You didn't even know right now, diaspora in the next election is going to be the swing vote, is the deciding factor, and the Gen Zs. If you don't have the diaspora and the Gen Zs, you won't win elections.
You won't?
Oh yeah, you won't. How?
Wow, it's a good number. 4 million is a good
that's a swing vote, bro.
Yeah, that's a good vote. So which position are you demanding in the government?
Whichever that is available. We want everyone to feature everywhere. Every ministry and every parliament, every senate, every government position. Ambassadorial. And as a matter of fact, this is what we are saying. Why would you want to be an ambassador if you're not a diasporian? What's your ambassadorial job? You see what I'm saying? Yes, at least we need to have like 3/4 of all the ambassadors should be the diasporians. Because you are out there, you know what is happening there. Diplomatically. You cannot come to represent me in my country. What do you know?
Sure.
Yeah, I know better than you do. Because when you come, you look like a guest.
But maybe the president does not know you.
The president knows that. You know that. He really does. He knows that. But it's only that he chooses what to do. He just technically uses what he wants to. Yes.
So the main mission of the Diaspora Technical Working Group, it wants the position, the government, or to unite the diasporian.
First of all, everyone when they do something, they have an interest, and our interest is we want a piece of that cake, and we want to be represented. Yes, and we want to develop our country. That's our message. Yes, just like any other person or someone else. Yeah.
Okay. Another question is, how does the group support or engage with the diaspora communities globally?
How does the group does what it supports?
And support or engage the diaspora communities globally.
It's already a welfare. It's already a welfare. If we look at the interest of all diasporians, that means it's already something. That's the support that we need. Yes.
It's already a welfare group that supports each and one another.
Yeah, we advocate for rights for the diasporians. Yes.
Do you have any project that you have studied or any?
Oh yeah. We have bills in Parliament. That's one of the largest projects. Yes. We want to do electoral reforms. We want to make sure our number one project. We want all the diasporians to make sure they vote. We want to increase the missions, more polling stations. Do you know that right to vote? How important it is? Yes.
Very important.
It's very important. Yes. That's our goal. That's number one goal. We don't want to carry a lot of things that we can't do.
Yes.
We won't just go with things that we can really actualize, first of all. Like, this something is in the constitution, we just want to make sure that thing is there and is implemented. Yeah.
Sorry for that. What kind of technical expertise does the diaspora contribute back to their countries or origin?
A lot. Yeah, community-based organizations. We've done so many medical camps. You know, after the diaspora is big. That's why the diaspora technical group just holds. It's just a motherboard for everyone. So too many medical camps, too many safety meetings. Like right now we had so many meetings for safety. That like NTSA, National Transport and Safety Authority. We had meetings for DTB, Diaspora, a tourism board. You know, we had people who had gone to like in ICT, Kenya Airways, and all these stakeholders. You were in Two Rivers, we were trying to center. So we are everywhere, real estate and all that. So you see the diasporians, they're majorly investors in this country. You understand that? So they really have so much to give into their own country. So it's easy. Yeah. Okay, our viewers, today we have a guest from the Diaspora Technical Working Group, who is Mobik. I think I have pronounced well. Yes, Mobik.
Mobik.
Yes.
Mobika is the name. But I know the other name, Mogaka.
Yes. Yes, I like Mogaka better.
Why you know to me that name?
You just not use it. But I gave you.
No, but it's a local name.
Mobek is what most people know. Mogaka
but in Kenya, maybe they know in US, but in Kenya, when you say I'm Mogaga,
let me say.
Definitely define you where you come from.
Let's say, for instance, you ask me what's my name. I tell you my name is Wycliffe Mobek Mogaka. You choose what to take. You see, it's how best you want to use my name. So that's all my names. So if you choose to go to Wycliffe, that's fine. If you go to Mobek, well and done. Mogaka, you make me feel like I'm at home. No. So yeah. When I'm kissy, I just what I always say. I'm a proud, polished kissy man. So I'm always proud. So any name that when someone calls me Mogaka, I can't stamp my chest and say like that's me. Yes.
Okay. Mtazamaji, kumbuka tuna mgeni hapa ambaye ni Mobik Mogaga ambaye anakaa kule Amerika, ambaye ametembelea hapa studioni, mpenzi mtazamaji, kwa Pepeta TV. Na kumbuka tu, iwapo uko na swali lolote unataka kuuliza, unaweza kunitumia rafa hapa studioni ama kunipigia simu hapa studioni kwa nambari 0728714232, ama vile vile pale unaweza kunitumia rafa kwa the same number, which is 0728714232. Even we are live on Facebook and YouTube. Unaweza kucomment pale, then you ask any question about the logistic globally, even diaspora technical working group. Unaweza kuuliza any question concerning that, na atakuwa anatutake through and atakuwa anatuelezea mambo hayo, mpenzi mtazamaji. Kumbuka huyu ni mgeni ambaye anasema kwamba wao kama diaspora wanataka wakuwe na nafasi kwenye serikali, kwa sababu wanahisi ya kwamba wametengwa na hao ni wapiga kura. Kumbuka amesema ya kwamba they are 4 million diasporian. Hiyo ni namba mzuri sana. Wanasema ya kwamba sasa wako na right ya kudemand a cake from the government, right?
That's true.
Yes. So unaweza kunitumia rafa ama kunipigia simu hapa studioni. Simu yetu iko wazi kabisa hapa studioni. Unaweza kunipigia ama kunitumia message pale na niweze kusoma hapa, na nitakuwa ninasoma rafa zenyu hapa, na nitakuwa mgeni wetu atakuwa anajibu maswali hayo. Okay, let us move on because of time. Another question is what are there any successful project or partnership you have seen between the diaspora and the home government,
yes,
Kenya government?
Yes, one successful project. Number one, we have the State Department of the Diaspora Affairs. Yes, the president extended at least he honored what he said. That's one of the things that he honored when he said in his campaign trail, because he says he's going to create that State Department, and we have it now. Yeah, na tunashukuru sana kuwa na hiyo idara.
Sawa.
Yeah.
Kumbe unazungumza Kiingereza. Unajua people are not wanasikia Kiingereza, naona hata mwelekezi wangu ananiambia Lusungu Kiingereza inanipita.
Tunaweza kuzungumza Kiswahili bwana. Kiswahili lugha ya biashara.
You know part of Kiswahili. Ama unajua the whole Kiswahili.
Mimi kunaweza fanya show kwa Kiswahili mimi kwa sawa.
Unaweza kufanya show kwa Kiswahili.
Kabisa.
Wow, that's good. Maybe tusonge mbele because of time. There are connection between the diaspora engagement and improvements in logistic or infrastructure back home. There is another let me put my question like this. There is any connection between the diaspora engagement and improvements in logistic or infrastructure back home?
Do you mean like is there any engagement?
Is there?
The Diaspora Technical Working Group has come together 2 years ago, and we started focusing on, first of all, on the most important key things, and most especially that was like the electoral reforms. Kwanza nia kujaribu kupiga kura wa Kenya ambao wako kule nchi za ng'ambo pia nao waweze kupiga kura. Unaelewa? And then sasa hii kitu ambacho tunaelekea next kwamba ni like how can we, because you see if you don't have a way, kama wewe hujawakilishwa kwa njia moja ama nyingine, hakuna venye unaweza kutengeneza mazingira kama hayo wewe kufanya nini, kuna kujaribu kusaidia nchi yako ama hapa na pale. Kama ni hivyo maoni yako yatakuwa tu kama maoni ya mwingine kawaida, Mkenya yeyote kawaida. Ndio maana tumesema aje, sababu sawa Wakenya wengine wao wana watu ambao wamewakilisha kama wabunge, sisi kule nje hatuna mtu ambaye tuwakilisha. Ndio maana sisi tunakuja kama kikundi pamoja, alafu tufanye nini, tutumie hicho kikundi chetu kuingiza zile sera zetu ambazo tuko nazo, yale maadili tumeyasoma pale nje, hulu uwezekano ile tajriba ambayo tumetoa kule nje na tufanye nini, tuilete huko hivi. Sasa unaelewa, sasa kabla hatujafikia hapo hivyo na kuna mtu ambaye anakuwakilisha, sasa lazima utafute njia nyingine ya mbadala ya kufanya nini, ya kuingia kwa serikali. Sasa ndio hiyo njia tumetumia sasa.
So labda tu nisome arafa hapa, nimeona hapa arafa moja anasema hey, I'm AC from Nakuru. Anasema how can a person join DTWG
Diaspora Technical Working Group?
Diaspora Technical Working Group.
Mwanzo lazima uwe mtu ambaye ako nchi za nje. Ndio join. Ukiwa kule nje tunawakilishi kila sehemu. Lakini ukiwa Nakuru labda hauwezi ukaja, maana kwa sababu diasporian. Lakini ukiwa nje wewe ni diasporian. Kama hata kama utaingia kwa boda ukaya hapo nje hivi, hapo nje ushakuwa diasporian.
Lakini uweze kujiunga kama uko Nakuru, kama uko
ya sasa hiyo iwezi. Maana yake sasa uwezi kwa diasporian.
Lakini ukienda Uganda pale unaweza kujiunga.
Sisi tukuingia tu na kukaa, lazima uwe kwa makazi ya Uganda kama miaka 5. Ndio qualify kuwa diaspora. Yes. You must have a physical address in a place that in a country that you're residing in.
Over 5 years.
Yes.
Miaka 3 haiwezi.
No, let's just say like kila mtu akona cut off, you know, like you like at least mtu fulani, you everything that you do in life you must have the quality and checks. Sasa yetu tunasema ukifika miaka 5 sasa ushakuwa diaspora.
So let me ask you this question. What is your vision for future as the Diaspora Technical Working Group in Kenya?
First of all, if we achieve that voting right done 100%, hata kama ni 95%.
When we're talking about 100% votes, means you are basing to 4 million votes?
Yes.
A block of 4 million?
Yeah, that would be the greatest achievement that I will have done, personally.
Okay.
And then I'll hand over. And I don't want to get myself stuck in the organization. We want other people to just join and just take over from us and just continue and run the organization as we go do other different things. You see? And at the same time, pia tunataka growth kwa organization.
Yes.
And whereby we have that influence, the point whereby whatever that we say is hard. Yes.
Okay, now nikuulize swali, do you have a chance or umepata nafasi ya ku meet the president one on one?
Yeah, we've met with the president before. Yes, several times akija US na nini. Sasa sasa hii kama kikundi cha Diaspora Technical Working Group tunaenda kukutana naye mara ya kwanza.
Someone is calling our viewer. Hello Pepeta TV.
Pepeta TV, hello.
Yes, I'm speaking with who?
Yes, nimetaka kuuliza mgeni.
Yes.
Anajua kuongea gaki.
Yeah, anajua kuongea.
Unaongea na Jairus kutoka Kisii.
Jairus kutoka Kisii.
Kisii. Sana kuona mtoto wetu kwa TV. Ambie sisi tunampenda sana.
Sawa.
Watu wa Kisii tunapenda hivi sana gaki.
Sawa. Yes.
Muulize kama watu wa Diaspora wanaweza simamisha president.
Sawa. Ameheshiwa na Sadia. Anasema kwamba unaweza kuzungumza kaki.
Unaweza
kuzungumza the local language ya Kisii language.
Of course.
Oh.
Yeah, let me tell you something. I'm a linguistic. I'm a bilingual.
Yeah.
And I'm very adaptive in any environment that I get in.
Even in Luya.
Nikiingia kwa Luya naweza kuongea maneno ya Yesuha.
You know Busuma?
Yeah, of course. Unajua Busuma. You know, I have a lot of friends who are Luya, so yeah, so we
by the way, when the other day I met Luyan, more Luyan Diasporian.
Yes.
In
fact,
Dr. Koyabe.
Yes, Dr. Koyabe is the Luya.
Talking about my neighbor.
Rose.
Yes.
Rose.
Danson.
Yes, and Rose Nyanje, Danson.
Yeah.
So David Avulai. I think the Diaspora Technical Working Group is just a Luya community. Danson is the chairperson, so I think he just brings a lot of Luyas in there. So. But I mean, but we are global, and anyone can join from whenever. You know, yeah, the requirement is only just 5 years to be a diasporian.
But the good thing with the diasporian, nimeona mlipatia kijana mdogo sana tupite chair. Danson is a young person.
Yeah, because we embrace, it's not about the age, it's not about what is your capability to do it. And again, as we work as a team, we support him. He has a backup from us. Yeah. So he has Dr. Koyabe, he has me, he has Rose, he has he has Marcy Kamanja, he has Marcy. You know, we have too many Marcys there. We have other people, David, and all that. So the team is big, actually. They're not like the ones that you're able to see is the ones that who made it to travel. We have another team, which is in the UK. Like people who are there, but virtually, who are very, very important. Jemima, and all that. Jemima is our secretary.
Yes.
So,
by the way, I have the privilege to meet Mushimiwa.
Mushimiwa from Switzerland, the member of parliament in Switzerland chambers. So you see, you know, it's such a big organization. Yeah, and you know those people that you see over there, they already, and again, they work in other organizations. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, the person, our viewer asked that when can you people, the diasporian, to come up with one person and support him to be support him?
That's a very good question. The viewer from Kisii.
Yes.
If he's not aware, Matiang is a diasporian. Fred Matiang.
Oh.
He works for World Bank. Where's World Bank?
But
it's no.
But it's a group.
He's a member. He's a member for the diaspora.
But for Matiang is not. I think I remember when for a person to qualify must have 5 years and a half. But
Matiang has stayed in the US for how long? So you only know him just because he left here the other day, 2021. He's been in the US before for a long time. He was with the election in the University of New York.
He was on off.
He was there for the longest time. He's a diasporian. Yes.
On off.
So look here. First of all, he was there for 5 years. That's number one qualification. Okay, you being on off. Again, now he has come back again to work. For the past 2 years, he's been working there.
But only 2 years, then he's back home.
Yes, that's a diasporian. So we were going to support him 100%.
So Diaspora, you have your candidate already.
You already do, man. We're working on to get him at Chopper. Yes, Dr. Fred Matiangi. How else do you want it?
Wow.
Yeah, and again, this is something you need to know. When it comes to communities in the diaspora, almost like 60% of the let me be accurate. 40% of the diasporans are Kisis. And there is 55% are Kikuyu. No. Luyas are 2% here and there.
That's
what I'm saying. Yeah, just because you saw them in diaspora, you think like it's there in a big number. No, it's just a small spots and all that. You know, the Kisi community and the Kikuyu community are very aggressive. You know that. They just want to go out there and trying to go and work. You see, and do something different. let me ask you, for instance, you are Luya, right? What's your demographics in Nairobi?
We have a good number.
A good number where? You only just surround yourself in Kangemi,
Kibra,
no. Forget about
part of Kibra.
No, Kibra is just
Babadogo.
sports. Babadogo. Yeah, of course I know.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, so I'm saying this. The demographics in Kenya, when it comes to communities, the Luya community is just only in one region. But can you compare that with the Kisii community?
But Kisii community
is everywhere. If you go to Ngong, it's Kisii.
But
you go to Rongai, Kisii. You go to Kiserian, it's Kisii.
But
Kitengela, Kisii. You know it. Why? All the matatus in Nairobi here, all of them, like 60%, are owned by the Kisii community and Kikuyu community. Oh yeah, absolutely. You know the fact that you see them, the Luya working at the matatu industry, they are employed by the Kisii community. But anyway, what I'm saying here is, the Kisii community is very aggressive. Yes, it doesn't mean the other communities are not aggressive, but they are aggressive in other areas. In the professional world, like the Luo community, they're very good in the professional world, artisan and all that, industrial work and all that. They do an amazing job.
So, are you supporting Matiang'i as a Kisii or as a Diasporian?
As a matter of fact, actually, I didn't even know Matiang'i was running for president. It was called after June 25th. Last year when we were having Mandamano here in Nairobi, the protests, I was here. And that's when the name popped up. I was like, oh wow, Fred Matiang'i, you know, as we call him, Wokengo, he was being called to come and run for president. But why was he being called? It's because he's a performer. Yeah, you can take that performance from that man, guy.
But to be a minister, you have the government support. He has not...
So, let me ask you, how many ministers do you have right now? Even Moses Kuria was a former minister. What did he do? But so, I mean, like, let's be candid. You know, if you're given a job to do, perform.
But a minister is working under the government. He has the government support.
Good question. How many ministers do you know today?
Many.
But let me ask you, who is the minister for water today?
For water, Minister of Water is, I think... no, I know. It's a young person.
No. You see now, you know him with the descriptions and all that.
It's someone called, is from Meru. He's a young guy.
You see now, this is the question.
At 32 years old.
Yes.
Eric, is someone Eric.
Let me tell you this. Do you know why I asked you that question? You struggled. You have to dig. You have to think to know who is the minister for water, right? Who is the minister for tourism?
Tourism is Alfred Mutua.
Okay, who's the minister for public service?
Public service is I don't know.
Who's the minister for labor?
Labor is Papa. This guy Musalia Mudavadi.
So you see now, because you don't even know, the minister for labor is Alfred Mutua. Yes.
Foreign affairs.
Foreign affairs is Mudavadi.
Oh.
And
Mudavadi
is yes, and is the one.
Is a prime minister.
They call it. Is a prime cabinet secretary. Yes, the one who is in charge of all.
So
which is not even in the constitution.
I'm asking the progressy, the development that Fred Matiang'i amefanya hapa in this country.
The reason as to why I asked you that question is because how predominantly as a minister he was a performer of what he did. I mean, I support that man with all my life. You know why? He changed a lot of things.
Like what?
Okay, then I think I know. Let me ask you. I know you're not a visitor from Jerusalem. You can ask me like what? Okay. So because you know what he did, everybody knows that.
But he was a minister of education. He was a minister of interior.
Yes, he transformed education completely.
But nothing changed.
Oh,
compared to current now.
Yeah, no. Don't use the current. They just took it back to where it was.
No, if someone has done his position well or amefanya kazi vizuri, then that legacy inabakia kuendelea tu. Then I have not seen.
So you see, if you leave a legacy and someone just takes down your legacy, that's not your problem. Fred Matiang'i is not responsible for people's mischief. He did something and he stayed with it. He did whatever that he did. And I don't support. Actually, your question was like, do I support him just because he's a Kisii?
Yes,
no.
Are you supporting Matiang'i?
No. Just because of what he did. As a matter of fact, we supported Uhuru Kenyatta just because he was a nice. To me, I supported him because I think he was a nice president. That's it.
So
I did support Ruto because I don't know what he can do.
But okay.
Yes.
But remember, Kisii, you have two candidates.
Yes, we
Fred
do.
Maraga and Fred Matiang'i.
Yeah, but you know, again, wengi wape. You see?
Wengi wape.
Yeah. You know, former CJ Emeritus Justice David Maraga is such a nice candidate. But you know, it's only that right now the Kisii community has too many candidates. Like we have in plenty surplus. If you don't want Matiang'i, we will give you Maraga. If you don't want Maraga, we can give you Onyonka. If you don't want Onyonka, I can even stand.
So you have the options.
Right now, the Kisii community is the place to go. Where else?
Are you capable to vie
for presidency? Yeah, try me.
okay.
If the member of parliament for Mumia Sisi is running,
Peter Salas,
then I think this thing is achievable. Sure.
But it's a joker, I think.
No, I don't think it's a joke. Everybody has a right to vie.
Yes.
It's a constitutional right. You know that.
Yeah.
And there's something that I've always said. I may disagree with everything that you say. Okay. I may not like your points. I may not like your opinions and all that. But I respect the fact that you're expressing yourself, and I have to support you. I have to support your right to express yourself. Even if you don't like me, you don't like my way of thinking, you don't like my opinions, that's okay. Yes, but you are right to express yourself that you don't like me. I will support it. I have to, because it's a constitutional requirement. Yes.
But mmekuja na ubaya sana na watu wa diaspora.
Yeah, around hii hakuna kucheza.
Mlikaa chini mkafikiria vipi?
Yeah, because
nyinyi mmetengwa.
Yeah, the thing is we have the money power. Everything.
Money is everything.
Yeah, money is everything. Man, you don't have chums, you don't have a life.
Okay, so
and the president is afraid of us.
No.
Yeah, that's the truth.
You are also a friend to Fred Matiang'i.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say like I'm his friend or an acquaintance or anything else. No, he's a person that I support really so much because I think he means well for his country and he's passionate. And we have a lot of similarities. I'm just like the same like Matiang'i. Even if I'm given the same ministry, yeah, man, yeah, tomorrow everything is Mutahama, Kenya. Yeah, you have to follow things how they are. I've worked there in Kenya in many companies before, and if I sit in what I want to do, I have to make it work.
Oh, okay. Yesterday, Liliona, you were to meet the IBC commissioners. Did you?
No, it was not in the schedule, and you don't just plan all of a sudden. So in my department as a logistics officer, if you're not in the schedule, we don't just see you like that. It has to be planned.
Unaweza ukatuambia nini yenye mlikuwa lazima mzungumze na the IBC?
IBC we still battling on how to get they want finance to get up for the diaspora extension for polling stations and civic education enhancement and registration of voters and biometrics things and all this kind of all the entire process. Yeah, which is not even inclusive. They didn't include it in the budget, so that's why they were trying to see on what they can do. But that's why we went to see the Ministry of Finance and Economic and Planning to make sure they give us something into IEBC, so the IEBC can factor the diasporians to be registered and to be voters in 2027 because the diaspora is the swing vote. I've told you, if you don't have the diaspora and Gen Z, you can never be the president of this country.
Yes. Maybe I have seen our time is getting out. Maybe you are advice to the Gen Zs, the young, the youth who is watching today this conversation.
First of all, the Gen Zs, you've just done an amazing job. Keep the splint burning. That's it. Don't relent. We support them 100%. On Tuesday, the Mandamanos, on June 25th.
Yeah, 25th.
Yes, man, I'll be there like a flame.
But you will not be there, I know.
I will be there.
No.
I will be there.
I
will be there.
I don't.
Yes. Dare me. Come on, see. When you see me with the camera.
You tear gas?
Yeah? Oh yeah, man. I've lived in this country.
Tear gas wewe?
Sana. It's not that it's excess. I can't take.
Wapi na umekuwa kule US, diaspora tu kule?
Man, I think you haven't followed me well. So if you follow me well, you'll know. I'm a serious protester.
Oh.
If I don't like something,
I'm a good tear gas ya America.
No, America, those things don't happen. So I I'm a protester and I speak so highly when it comes to things which don't make sense. I'll just tell you. You've been in my meetings before.
Yes.
Yeah. If I can ask you any questions that I feel like.
Hey, you asked that day when we were at Two Rivers.
Yes.
Hey, I know. I see your question. What?
Yeah. So that's how I am. If I ask you a question, I want an answer. I don't want stories. Nikiuliza swali jibu bana, mambo mingi ya kuzungusha hapa, sijui nini, serikali. The question is very simple. Focus on the question. Give me the answer. You don't have the answer. Just shut up. Sit down. Your story, Misha. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Mpenzi mtazamaji. This is Mobik from Diaspora Technical Working Group. Mpenzi mtazamaji ambaye anazidi kuzungumza nasi. Naambiwa na the producer kwamba muda umekimbia, muda umeyoyoma, inafaa nikuwe ninafunganya vyangu nitoke hapa studioni. Mpenzi mtazamaji, nashukuru tena zaidi. Labda nipatie mgeni wetu the last chance to say the last word to the government, to people, for Kenyans, hata kwa watu wa Kisii, Mlembe. Sijui watu wa Kisii wanasema nini? Wanasalimia Wakire. Yes. Watu wa Kisii Wakire vile Buya. Wakire. Sijui.
You make it sound funny, right?
It's funny. Yeah. Okay, nitakuwa nampatia nafasi aweze kutuongelesha maneno yake ya mwisho. Yeye kama global communication logistic, yeye kama a member, an active member and leader kwa Diaspora Technical Working Group, atuongelesha ambia wa Kenya nini ambayo inafaa wafanye. It's your time.
Kwa niaba ya Diaspora Technical Working Group, ningependa kushukuru sana my team members, chairperson Dansan Mukile, organizing secretary Dr. Koyabe, my fellow members, with the effort that they've put to make this work, sacrifice their time from work, sacrifice their money. It's very expensive exercise actually to travel from wherever they are.
Yes.
And so many times within a very short span, like every other month, to come and just see like the agendas that we're putting forward to be applicable. The likes of like Rosie, Enyanje, likes of like David Avulai, you know, all these members, I can't mention all of them, there are many, you know. Many, yeah. Yes, Marcy, you know, Peter, you know. I would say this, it's such a selfless job. At times I can say it's thankless, but I would say like the fruits are important, and we're not doing this just because we want something out of it really, but if you just want to make a better ecosystem for the diasporans, for them to have their rights and voices heard, even for the future of our children as well. When they're in the diaspora, they will know like some people worked for them and they made this smooth, easy way for them, and realize what is good for them to do, and they have helped our country and give back to our community as well. Yeah. And to our viewers in Kenya, I know we are in a very serious economic crisis right now in the country, but I know we don't give hope. Is our country, it's fixable. We only need to work on how we can change the on top. And once you have the head spinning right, the country will spin towards the right direction. When the head is spinning backwards, the country, we're going to be having the same way that it is right now. But at the same time, at least we have to hope and pray for a peaceful country. You understand? Yes. When we have a peaceful country, that means like the business is going to thrive and all that. Yes. Anything else, like we need a whole day to discuss some things and then we never finish them. Yeah. But for the fact of time, I really thank Kenyans and thank Pepeta TV for hosting me.
Welcome back.
Yes. I will.
Yeah. Okay, mpenzi mtazamaji, huyo ni mgeni wetu ambaye tumekuwa naye siku ya leo, ambaye ameelezea mengi zaidi kuhusiana na Diaspora Technical Working Group na vile vile Global Communication and Logistics. Tumeweza kujifunza mengi zaidi kuhusiana na masuala haya. Kwa sababu ya muda, kumekuwa na maswali mengi sana ya kuuliza, lakini kwa sababu ya muda haturuhusu. Nitaweza iwapo atanafasika, tutaweza kumualika na siku nyingine ili tuweze kuzungumza naye kwa kina zaidi. Mpenzi mtazamaji, nashukuru sana kwa yule ambaye ameweza kuwa nasi kuanzia mwanzo hadi mwisho. Nashukuru tena zaidi. Mungu aweze kubariki, Mungu aweze kupatia afya njema ili uendelee kutazama Pepeta TV. Nashukuru kwa wale ambao wametuma arafa, kwa nimeona arafa nyingi zaidi ambazo sijapata nafasi ya kusoma. Nitakuwa ninasoma pale tukikujibu pale. Mpenzi mtazamaji, nashukuru tena zaidi kwa wale ambao wametazama, kwa ambao wametuma arafa, Kwa wale ambao wamepiga simu nashukuru tena zaidi. Wale ambao wametufuatilia kwenye mitandao yetu ya kijamii pale Facebook live na vile vile pale YouTube live, na tunasema shukrani tena zaidi. Na kisha nitaweza kuwashukuru wale ambao umeweza kufanikisha kipindi hiki, nikianza na mpika picha wetu ambaye ni Agnes Muraya ambaye ameweza kufanya kazi safi tena zaidi. Nashukuru tena sana, Mungu aweze kubariki. Na pia mwelekezi wetu ambaye amekuwa upande wa pili wa studio ambaye ni Daniel Onami. Shukrani tena zaidi. Jina langu ni Haron Mlati, hadi siku nyingine Mola akiridhia.
Je, una biashara na unahitaji kufanyiwa matangazo? Biashara kama shule, duka la kielektroniki, hoteli, mashamba ya kuuza, duka la nguo, hardware, mashamba ya kuuza, hospitali na biashara zinginezo. Tupigie simu kwa nambari 0729